Hello and welcome to the Audio Dad Chronicles. I'm Shale, and today we're going to take our first listen on this channel to the music of Tesseract with Legion. So I'm generally a pretty big fan of progressive metal and gent, as they often refer to it, not a genre. And I even own Tesseract's first album on vinyl, of all things. But it's been a little while since I've delved into this world of this side of progressive rock and metal, and I think I was pretty overdue to do it. And I was asking myself, what singers out there can you think of that would be really good for deconstruction? What bands might be suitable for such things? And the vocal prowess of Daniel Tompkins was the first thing to come to mind. The singer of Tesseract, Daniel Tompkins, is a phenomenal singer. He's got fantastic range and control, and he's even a vocal coach. So I thought, what better thing to do a deconstructed video for? Now, for those that don't know that, on this channel, we do a lot of these things we've dubbed deconstructions, aka stem isolations. We take the track and we separate it into individual stems and we give it a listen through to showcase all the different instrumentations and the different parts and abilities of all the various members. So we're going to be doing that for this song, but because I haven't heard it, first I need to hear it. So coming up right away here, we're going to have our first reaction, first listen, and then we're going to pause it, take a quick little break, and then we're going to switch modes up and we're going to do a deconstruction of the song. So if you want to see that, there's chapter references down below, and you can skip ahead to it or rewatch it later. But other than that, let's get right into it, because like I say, it's been a little while since I've listened to any Tesseract, and I am a definite fan of the band, so we got to make up for lost time. And we're going to do it with this track, Legion. Loving the bass already. Loving his use of falsettos already. Like I said, he's a phenomenal singer. If anybody's interested in taking vocal lessons, I would definitely recommend him. He's fantastic. Ooh. Very cool vocal effect pulling into guitar. Excellent production. Okay, quick little pause there. YouTube makes us do it. Don't like to always having to stop. I just want to stay in the groove. So far, it's ticking all the boxes that I would expect from Tesseract. We've got Daniel's amazing vocals showing us his ability to darken it up. Metal, getting metal with the genty rhythms and the syncopated grooves. A lot of cool guitar parts going on at the very beginning. Really cool, interesting effects, how Daniel's voice fades out and the guitar part is kind of coming in underneath it. And they blur the line and make you think that it's the same thing until you realize it's not. Sounded really good so far. And I did mention that we will be doing a deconstruction on this, and I think this would be a good song for it. As good as it sounds, as good as the mix is, maybe it's just these headphones because they are kind of crushing my head. More on that in a minute. It does seem to be, as the guitar got louder, as the guitar got heavier, he is a little bit further back in the mix. So it'll be really cool in the isolation stem portion of this video to come that we'll be able to pull that out, hear him on his own, and see kind of what he's doing and really, like say, isolate that stem and separate it and just appreciate his talent. And of course, we'll be able to listen to the guitar parts on their own as well and see what's going on. We'll definitely give a chance for all the instruments. I always like to showcase everybody individually throughout the course of the song, but they usually have a tendency to focus more on the singers than not. I mentioned the head crushing. These headphones are getting old. I am definitely in the market for a new pair. So I think I'm going to move myself towards in-ear monitors. I have used them in the past in my touring days as a guitar technician and a live performing live session bass player, and I think I'm overdue to make that switch back to them. But I'm hoping that I will be able to make use of my Buy Me a Coffee page, link above. We're over there. We are graciously accepting donations and or tips to go towards the channel to upgrade our equipment. We very recently upgraded our camera. We're in the middle right now of installing some soundproofing equipment. We're going to move this desk over to this side of the room. So that'll be happening very, very soon here on the channel. And the next thing I've identified that needs to go is these old headphones. They're about 15 years old now. They're getting a little tired. The earmuffs are pretty worn out. And the band is definitely starting to crush my head a little bit. And they get very fatiguing to wear over time. So I'm going to be switching to in-ear monitors very, very soon. And to help that along, on the Buy Me a Coffee page, you have the opportunity, if you're interested, to sponsor a reaction video. You can sponsor video. You pick the artist, anybody that we have or haven't done before. I'm interested to hear it. It can even be your own band. If you've got a music video on YouTube, hit us up. We'd be more than happy to cover it on this channel. If you really like the deconstructions that we do, then you can sponsor one of those as well. That is always an option. So head on over to that if you're interested. Sponsor a deconstruction, sponsor a reaction video, and go from there. And if you're curious to learn more about the deconstructions that I do, on our Patreon page, I've actually made a free tutorial on how I do it using all free tools. So you don't have to have the specialized equipment or subscriptions to all this stuff that I do to accomplish that yourself. You can pick any song you want, and I'll teach you how to access the stems, the original music, separate it all. And for anything that I do on this channel in the deconstruction style, about 2 to 3 days after the video goes live, I upload all the stems onto Patreon as well, and again for free. So if you see this song, for example, and you really want to hear his vocals or the guitar or whatever on your own, but you don't want to go through the trouble of doing all the separation yourself, you can just go grab those files for free once that I've got them uploaded. Also on the Patreon channel are a whole bunch of things like blocked videos, videos on YouTube that I tried to upload, and they just said, nah, not flying on this place. So I've moved them over there. I've had a copyright strike on this channel, so that video is taken down. I've moved it over there. And we do all kinds of things like full album listenings. We'll listen to an entire album front to back. Over there, you'll get early access, ad-free to all the videos that we do here. They typically go up a couple of days before the videos go live, so you can check them out over there as well. All kinds of extra content and different things going on, so I encourage you to go over there, sign up for free, or sign up to one of the paid tiers if you're interested in the extra content that goes on there. Anyways, in the meantime, let's get back to Tesseract. very deep. Like I said, you want to learn proper vocal technique, this is the guy you want to follow. Very controlled, proper technique. He'll teach you how to take care of your voice and to do the things he does. Not that I could ever do the things he does. Let that build up, drop. Just build it up and then release with just the piano. Wow, that was great. Sounds like Tesseract still has it, and I seriously doubt they ever lost it. Don't know why I stopped listening to these guys other than a small shift in overall musical tastes and a tendency to get too locked into some of the bands that I really liked, and the algorithms that follow the Sportify, we'll call it, music player service that is frankly terrible at mixing things up and giving you new artists. They love to feed you the things that you already know and don't take you out of that comfort zone, which is cool, but after a while it gets a little stagnant. That's one of the things that led me to start this channel in the first place, was to rediscover artists that I love, but that would be Tesseract, find new artists that I've never heard of before and experience them, and I'm always open to those types of suggestions. So anyways, let's wrap this one up here because we still got a deconstruction to do. So stick around after the break. I'll be right back. Hey, thanks for sticking around. Okay, so we're just going to jump straight on into this. So we're going to move on over to here. And in case you haven't seen this before, as I indicated, we are going to do a stem isolation. So there we've got our vocals. I'm just going to shift things around a little to more my habit order here. Vocals, guitar, bass, drums, and then other. Other, in this case, would likely be the piano and or synthesizers. It varies from song to song, but that's how the program breaks it all up, so that's how we're going to utilize it. And in front of me, in case it's just a little off camera, I've got what is known as a MIDI controller. Machine Mark III for those that really want to know. I'm sure some Tesseract fans or music geeks on their own. I use it to do some mutes and some solos to separate the tracks so we can just hear them one-on-one, a little more conveniently for myself. So we're just going to cue this on up. Right at the very beginning, I like to give each of the individual instruments a few moments of their own just so we can hear them isolated in the chance that we kind of leave them behind in favor of the vocals. But, excuse me, I have a feeling this one we're going to jump around a little bit between the vocals and probably the guitar and maybe even the drums because they're all just so talented. But let's just go. Let's go right into it. So at the beginning, we're getting some bass and some drums. So why don't we just take those out now? We'll just do a little quick intro on the bass. Although musically, I'm sure it's pretty straightforward. This part is more about the rhythmic. I'm sure we'll come back around to that once it's more musically interesting in terms of other notes and stuff. Toggle over to the drums. Let's bring in some guitar. Again, beginning of the song, it's fairly mellow, a little more subdued. We'll come back around to these guys in a few here. Let's just switch it on over to Daniel Tompkins' vocals for now.
Fill my eyes with blood, stare into the sun, linger just enough.
Here's some additional harmonies that may be a little more buried in the mix. Those little things are what I really love about these. That falsetto.
Specters rise and descend into the river. A married world. Monastery of hate swells deep and forever.
And you can hear the multi-tracking. They've got a couple of different takes in each ear, with the main one in the middle. And then again, fading his voice into the guitar line. I loved that. That was very cool. Bass is holding the groove in with the drums. There we go.
I can be guilty free, don't you see? In a world designed for you and me, holding on to echelons, messianic deformations, control patience.
Ready.
Now you believe in nothing.
Very ethereal guitar, excellent use of effects. The rhythm section at work again. Use of ghost notes in the drums. Let's back that up a touch. See what's going on with the vocals during that.
In my dreams,
Big reverb.
I was innocent, my skin unbroken.
Love that low note. Such control in his voice. You can see it in his mouth, the proper voice control, opening to get those big notes.
Before these walls surrounded me, made me disappear.
That range. Hear that breakdown again. That part deserves a little attention all around. Everybody's doing something good there. Straightforward. Drums are kind of grooving. switch back over the vocals.
In the right way, starting me. From the only one I've ever known. The branded
Wow.
lost the battle on both sides.
That layered voice.
It's just to the core. I don't want to feel this way. Same as yesterday. Please lead me.
Or it's get played out by the piano. Fade to black. And there it is. That's our first trek into deconstructing Tesseract, our first listen to Tesseract on this channel, and I dare say our first trip into the gent genre, or not a genre, on this channel. Thanks a lot for coming along on this double shot of not a genre, not a gent. This was Tesseract Legion. Thanks for a lot for coming along on the ride. Hope to see you all again.